That's ironic. Beside the usual 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife or rain on your wedding day. Despite the word being thrown around left and right because someone's theories are cooking or someone may be cooked, Gen Z can't cook. 2/3 of young adults don't have basic cooking skills. And believe me when I say that not only can they not cook because of food delivery apps, but the same apps might be part of the reason certain brain functions are going extinct. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory, the show that cooks but is never cooked. It may be obvious, what with being the host of a food channel on YouTube and all, but I love to cook. Claudia always feels bad since we both work from home that I'm preparing lunch and dinner for the two of us every day, but to me it's therapeutic. I get to be creative in a completely different way from work, and it helps me reset and come back to theorize harder. That said, sometimes when I've had a long day, I like to treat myself to some Chipotle or something just so that I can eat fast. And to the shock of absolutely no one listening, I'm not alone, because this is a trend amongst a lot of Zoomers. About 64% of Gen Z prefer to eat out or order takeout. Not because Chipotle is that good, but because, like I mentioned in the opening, the same 2/3 of the generation don't know how to cook simple meals. And that got me thinking. Not too long ago, I talked about why Gen Z were skipping meals, and the big drive for that was price. It's expensive to buy food, but then something didn't add up. Everyone says cooking is cheaper, yet Gen Z spends more money on delivery than any generation before them. If money is so tight, why does ordering food feel like the smarter choice? Why don't they just cook? Are Gen Z stupid? Or is there something going on that we're not seeing that is forever changing the way an entire generation and beyond look at cooking? Close your delivery apps, loyal theorists. We're gonna find out why Gen Z doesn't cook. Now, the best place to start with this mystery is basically where we've left off in our other Gen Z focused episodes. Money, 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 money! Because it's weirdly the most contradicting point in all of this. The main argument people make for and against ordering takeout is price. Now, in my mind, getting takeout is expensive. It's reserved for a treat on the weekend or when I'm so slammed with meetings I literally can't take time to cook something. On the other hand, you may have heard people say, or said it yourself, that these days it's actually cheaper to eat out. 42% of Gen Z said cost was the leading factor for eating out over cooking at home. 44% for takeout specifically. And a whopping 81% would cook if it were more affordable. So as far as Gen Z is concerned, cooking at home is not an option for this cash-strapped generation. But when looking at articles to see if that was really the case, a different story was being told. Eating out per person costs $16 on average. Obviously, this varies a lot depending on where you live, but a lot of the studies and articles then state that eating at home is significantly cheaper, with a rough cost of $4.23 per meal. That is way cheaper than eating out. So how is it that Gen Z can think it's more financially savvy to eat out? Are they stupid? No, these articles are hiding some important details from you when stating these figures. See, this $4 per meal refers to cheap, low-effort, low-nutritional meals like frozen pizza and boxes of mac and cheese. It's certainly an option to cook at home, but realistically, it's not what Gen Z wants. We've said it a lot on this channel that Gen Z is the most health-conscious generation. It's why they drink less alcohol. This, of course, applies to food too. Gen Z don't want Kraft mac and cheese from a box. They want a meal that actually gives you everything your body needs. And when you look at how much it costs to do that, you start to see where Gen Z is coming from. Let's use, for example, a meal like grilled chicken, roasted potatoes, and broccoli. Pretty much the most basic of complete meals. This is the kind of meal that if Gen Z was cooking at home, they'd want to have. So let's look at how much it would cost to make this meal for one person. On paper, super cheap. Using the recommended portions of each of these food items for one person, and then finding the prices of each item per pound or ounce based on shopping at Target, that gives you 5 ounces of chicken breast, 6 ounces of potatoes, 4 ounces of broccoli, and 1 serving of a homemade sauce, cause you gotta have the sauce. This meal only costs $4.19. That's right on the money for the average home meal cost. So I guess it actually is cheaper to eat at home. Except it doesn't really work like that. See, that's the cost per individual portion. But you can't buy food like that. Almost nothing comes in single portions, meaning you're buying bigger packs and only cooking one portion. Now you have a 2-pack of chicken chicken breast, a 5-pound bag of potatoes, a head of broccoli, a bottle of wine, because I've had a long week, a sauce, and a block of butter. That brings our cost up to $31.32. That's an over 600% increase. And to make it worse, you bought a bunch of stuff, which, if you don't eat again, is gonna go bad and be thrown away. Now, prices may vary across locations and stores, but you're looking at $28 to $30 on average. Granted, the whole point here is that you can use the same ingredients to cook the same meal again, but bear with me for a second, because suddenly eating out is making a lot more sense, until you look a little bit deeper. The $16 on average is related to eating out, which Gen Z do, but it's not their preference. Around 42% of Gen Zers prefer delivery, and oof, that's where it gets bad. DoorDash averages $4.08 in delivery fees, and Uber Eats slightly higher at $5.79. But there's more than just delivery fees. Menu prices on delivery apps can run about 20% higher than the same items ordered in store. Then you have the service fees and a tip that'll add another 20 to 30% total of the order. And just like that, a $16 restaurant price meal easily becomes $24 to $28 once it's delivered to your door. Meaning it may be marginally cheaper than the price we got for cooking at home, but it's all for one meal. Cooking at home should be cheaper in the long run because you can reuse those ingredients. But it doesn't really feel that way for Gen Z. For a generation where instant gratification is basically a necessity, the end result makes the choice obvious. Order delivery, spend less money tonight, get instant dinner. Cook at home, spend more money tonight, don't get instant dinner. That's the thing with cooking. It's an investment in so many senses of the word. You're spending more money in the moment, I say making air quotes, but you also have to spend money on cookware itself, which can run you anywhere from $100 to, depending on how bougie you want to get, thousands of dollars. Takeout comes right to your door. You can even ask them to provide utensils. You don't even need to own cutlery. But at the end of the day, the biggest investment in cooking is time. A survey of 1,000 Gen Z respondents found that 75% cite time as the reason they don't cook more. And honestly, it's because every day they're hustling. 57 to 58% of Gen Z has a side hustle, the highest of any generation, and 34% hold an actual second income alongside full-time work, which sucks, honestly, that they literally have to work twice as hard to be twice as broke as boomers. But there's other time-consuming parts of their life too. Gen Z are also very focused on fitness. 48% of Gen Z exercise several times per week. About 40% go to the gym at least monthly. And then there's that really dumb thing that people insist on having, something called free time? Yeah, I don't know, I don't have it. Gen Z prioritize making time for themselves more than any other generation. 87% of Gen Z prioritize time to relax, be that TV, video games, or whatever. But cooking is not relaxing to them. When you look at everything we've looked into, no time to cook, space to cook, or money to cook, it's no surprise that Gen Z have such an aversion to cooking at home, where most of these issues are solved by ordering food. But there's one more thing that outright stops them from even trying. Because remember, at the top of the episode, I didn't just say they don't cook, a lot of them simply can't cook. Did you know that only 33% of Gen Z consider themselves to be skilled cooks? And 62% wouldn't know how to make an omelet. It's one ingredient. One! Now, I'm not judging here. Well, I'm trying not to judge here, but it shows that Gen Z have never been taught the skills to cook. An omelet is about as easy as it comes. But if Gen Z is saying they'd have no clue where to start, it just shows how much of a problem this is. And Gen Z are owning up to it. 64% of them in this survey claimed that this was the leading reason for ordering takeout. So why don't they just learn how to cook? Are they stupid? No, because that's the biggest investment of them all. If they don't have time in their day to cook, they definitely don't have time in their day to learn how to cook. At least not to a degree where they'd feel more comfortable spending time figuring out what to cook, buying the ingredients, and cooking it to an equal or higher quality than what they can just order online. Without that foundational knowledge, your shopping becomes inefficient, and you end up throwing out a bunch of stuff because it goes bad. And the data backs this up. Gen Z is the most wasteful generation, throwing out 15% of the food they buy every year. That's hundreds of dollars. And keep in mind, of the Zoomers that do cook, only about half meal prep to optimize their food purchases. The other half, well, they end up throwing out the ingredients that didn't get used in that day's dinner. So if your options are to watch dozens of hours of cooking content and spending even more hours practicing to hone your skills in the kitchen and planning your meals and shopping knowing how to not waste food, or you could just tap your phone a few times and get professionally cooked food right to your doorstep, the answer is pretty simple. simple. And therein lies the problem. Before food delivery apps, your options were learn how to cook or get in your car, go to a restaurant, wait for a table, get served, eat, get the check, go back home, rinse and repeat for every friggin' meal. The time commitment was similar both ways, and there, the value of cooking at home, both from a time and cost perspective, made way more sense. Now, it's not even close. You order on your phone, you do whatever else you want to do while you wait for your food, maximizing your free time, and then bam, fully cooked meal. It's instant gratification, and it's completely warped how we evaluate cooking. More and more people expect hot food to be done in 30 minutes or less. The apps have created this learned expectation in people. When you can get yummy hot food in less than 30 minutes, why would you cook when it can take you an hour or more? And when there's no need to cook, there's no need to plan. It may seem dramatic, but this is actually part of a way bigger problem. Gen Z not being able to cook goes deeper than just their generation. It's affecting future ones too. See, I happen to know one of the foremost experts of child development in the country, someone who knows a thing or two about how the future generations are being brought up. And let me tell you, this person is knowledgeable, insightful, and hot. Very hot. Smokin' even. It's Claudia, don't cancel me. I was actually discussing this episode with her, and she brought up a good point. And why would I mansplain her perspective when she can just do it in her very first voiceover appearance?
This is so weird.
What is?
Recording in the closet without you here and responding to you when you've already recorded this?
Yeah, don't think about it too much. It breaks the illusion. So, tell them what you were telling me.
Well, this all really goes back to our education system because planning ahead is an executive function skill.
Whoa.
What?
Babe, listen, this is YouTube. Gotta bring up the energy. People stuck around to this point of the video to have their minds blown by this information. It's why they subscribed. So, let's try it happier and with your mouth more open.
Okay. This all really goes back to our education system.
Yeah, that's not working.
Yeah, it sounded really weird.
I think we need to go happier, mouth even more open.
I'm never doing this again. Well, this all really goes back to our education system because planning ahead is an executive function skill. But unfortunately, our education system often emphasizes early academic performance over the kinds of experiences that actually build those executive function skills.
So you're saying that the schools care more about high grades and the numbers on a math test than family and consumer science classes. What you all might know as home ec, that might teach kids things like cooking or how to do your taxes. It's why enrollment in those has plummeted over the last 2 decades.
Exactly! Schools face a bunch of pressures around student achievement, which can be tied to funding and other stuff. So they prioritize things like memorization and repetition instead of things like play, problem solving, and exploration. And guess what develops executive function skills like planning ahead?
Happier, mouth even more open.
And guess what develops executive functions like planning ahead?
Play, problem solving, and exploration?
Exactly!
Thanks, babe. You can leave now. No one's gonna get the reference and comment down below anyway. She's like a real important professional, and I'm making her do this. I'm the worst. But that's the crux of the issue here. We've honestly failed this generation by prioritizing scores and numbers and instant gratification as opposed to teaching them basic skills like cooking. I first learned a lot of my cooking skills in a class at school. Those home ec classes are becoming rarer and rarer with the years. So we are pushing Gen Z to treat cooking as a sunken cost and just rely on delivery services, even though it might not be better for them in the long run. What's important to them is right now. Effectively, this decline in cognitive function may be one of the things that's contributing to Gen Z or even future generations not meal prepping or learning to cook and instead rely on delivery apps that capitalize on and exacerbate this issue. Don't get me wrong, it's not the app's fault. It's not like DoorDash is brainwashing us to not cook. Well, the point I'm making is that they're certainly not helping. Basically, if we just rely on getting that priority delivery to our door instead of cooking, then soon we will be cooked. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Buen provecho. And hey, want to learn more about why Gen Z is skipping meals? Make sure to click the link on screen now. And as always, I'll see you next week.